So there's a few things with the path transforms that I would need to finish up. Excuse me. I need to handle the case of stuff like this. Need to handle S and T commands, which are special short forms for Bezier curves. They're shorthand for not needing to specify certain control points of Bezier curves. So I need to handle it like I handle vertical and horizontal commands, which is to say I just want to have a system that kind of converts them from their short form to their full form. So I have to calculate explicitly the second control point that's implicit in the command, but I think that's pretty doable. I just have to think about how to do it. So Mike, cool. Sounds like you got a chance to get out and recharge, which is always good. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it felt. It was really nice, and it was a lot of fun. I'm hoping to do more trips like that. My weekend was nice. Played some football, soccer for the Americans, and fixed a vinyl player. That's really cool. That sounds like a fun weekend. Got some speakers coming in tomorrow so that I can listen to the vinyls now. Nice. That's really cool. Was it a complicated fix? I've not had a chance to work with a record player. I've seen record players and I've turned them on, but I've never taken one apart or anything like that. Seems like it would be a fun project. Oops. Got other audio playing through here, but that's okay. No, it was a pretty... Oh, excuse me. No, it was a pretty straightforward fix. Replaced the belt that drives the spinning part that turns the vinyl. Upgraded and replaced the headset, the needle and the cartridge. Did some cleanup and looks good as new. Oh man, nice. You know, so even if a fix is relatively straightforward, it's still a really satisfying thing to do, you know? It's just so nice to take something apart, clean it up, put it back together, some new parts here and there, and have things working pristine. That's a very satisfying feeling. And now you get to reap the rewards of the effort, right? You get to listen to some nice records. Do you have a big record collection for that, or are you just starting to build up a collection? Both of my roommates have their own record player, and they each have some records. It's just kind of fun to listen to a record, you know, when you're making dinner and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see how this works. Well, yeah, the tech is pretty simple, so there's not much to fix. Have a few vinyls. Wife got me a couple video game soundtrack vinyls recently when she found out I was fixing it. Oh, cool. Man, video game soundtracks are like the sleeper hits of good tunes, eh? Like either really good orchestration or really good electronic. Just the video game soundtracks are amazing. So that's really cool to get some on vinyl too. Nice. Okay, right. I want to handle a situation kind of like this, where there's a T following a Q or a C. Actually, so here, let me see what... So I made a function that converts relative path commands into absolute path commands, which is really good and helpful. Now there's this pattern here that I need to really pay attention to. A Q followed by a T basically is yeah. 100% agree. We'll be getting at least 2 or 3 Final Fantasy soundtracks on vinyl in the coming days. Oh, nice stuff. Oh man, that's great actually. Okay. So one thing that's nice is these shortcut curves here. They have to be, so it's always QT pairs. It's never going to be a C Bezier curve and a T. So it's C and S are paired and Q and T are paired. As far as I know, that should be it. So I can fairly reliably, I think, work with those assumptions. So let's start with Q and T because that's what's in this curve here. Oh, by the way, this particular curve is actually from a font, and I'm working on, it's upside down, or it's mirrored along along the x-axis. Geez, man, brain, where are you? But that is the letter A from the font Bentham, which I converted to SVG and then pulled all the glyphs in, and now I'm working on making sure I can actually use the curve data appropriately. So that's where this is all coming from. Convoluted maybe, but all part of the deal. Once all that's done, I guess I should make a mirror command and start working with things from there. But before any of that, let's do this QT conversion thing. Okay, so let's do basically we're gonna use the same converting T right, so a Q command, actually, so run this after rel to abs guarantee there, we'll just assume absolute coordinates coming into this situation, I guess. Any T, and we just do T like this. That's easy. Convert dash T takes the previous command and the current command, and we actually want here, let's actually just go like this. Okay. If the previous command is a Q and the current command is a T, that's when we can run this algorithm. Yeah, so what we need is right, so if that's the situation, then we can do some stuff. Nice and straightforward. The current command is going to be T. So all we need to do, well, first so we want to associate into the last thing. It's going to be a Q command. Don't need to associate coordinate system because we'll just assume that it's already absolute. Then we do associate the new input as X input, which is totally fine. So what we need to do is calculate the new control point and the new endpoint, which actually the new endpoint is just, it's already supplied by the input here. So that's pretty straightforward actually. So all we need to do here is we don't even need px, py, we need control point x, control point y, which is actually take 2 from the input of the previous command. Because the previous command is a q, x1, y1 here is this control point here. That is how the q command works, because the starting point of the curve is implied by the previous command. So we don't need that. Then x1, y1 is the command point here. So then all we actually need is actually, wait a second, let me do it. Let's do this. We do partition 2. Yeah, and then that's actually gonna be, I can do control point and point like that. Right, so right, okay. So then new control point is going to be point plus the result of let's see here. V plus CP vector is from the, I want it to be like this. So you do, I don't know if I'm thinking about this properly. I think I am. I think this should work, but we'll find out soon enough if it actually makes sense. Right, so we're just going to do, we want the vector pointing from point to control point. So we actually just can do, we can flip it around. This might be totally wrong, but it's the first thing coming to my half-awake brain, so we'll just run with it and see what happens. So we got point minus control point, points the vector that way, then times -1, flips it, I think, hopefully. Right, so then the new control point is just v plus the original point plus that rotated vector. Although, oh, another thing that might work better, actually. This might make more sense. Okay, let's imagine a situation where let's do util/rotate point. There's the point and then there's the degrees. Utils rotate point around center. Let's do that. So let's imagine okay, well, let's make the point -10, 10. The center, or the degrees, is, let's do 180. And then the center, let's do 0, 0. So the result of this should be 10, -10. Ooh, it's got the floating point problems, but that is correct. So maybe I should actually do, let's not mess around with this. Let's just run this like this instead. So the new control point, all we have to do is take the old control point, rotate it 180 degrees around the end point, and that gives us the control point here. So what I'm doing is taking this point here, rotating it 180 degrees around this pivot point. That should get us right there. I'm going to just assume that that's good enough. And I mean, soon enough, I'll just have visual capabilities to see if it's, excuse me, doing what I want. So let's go with that. So, okay. We've got, excuse me, utils rotate point, oh boy. Okay. We want to rotate the control point 180 degrees around the existing point like that. So that's the new control point. Then you can pull the keys. It's going to be input from the current command, which is guaranteed to be T. And the new input then is actually just going to be very simple. It's just going to be vec, come on. Vec of concat new control point with the input from the previous, and we just use vec to guarantee that it works. Okay, so let's convert a single pair of qt into a t value, and now here convert first t command should work just fine like this. There's no difference here. And now here we've got T to Q. There. that should work. And any T is what we run here. Convert first T command. All right, let's see if this gets us anything close to what we want. So T to Q, we go over here, tag that into this. So we've got VH to L happens first, then we do rel to abs, and then we do T to Q. Let's see now. Okay, so let's run. So B should have no T commands in it at all anymore. And that looks correct at a quick glance. All right, well now, let's see. If we view it, promising. Okay, that might be basically what I wanted. So that turns out to be pretty easy, if that's all it was. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though. Okay, so let's look at B here. Ah, indeed. Okay, so all I did here was take out the conversion and redefine B. And now if I look at it again, all those T calls at the end there are now Q. And now if I just to make sure I'm not showing the wrong thing here, commands to path string of B still looks correct. So I think it worked. Wow, that is way smoother than that went really smoothly. Now what I'm curious about is maybe I can actually combine the logic of that T conversion directly with the logic of the S conversion, because it might actually be decomposable in exactly the same way. Well, certainly I can pull the first, I can get the new control point from that, no problem. The only remaining thing is I just have to change maybe I should just do it explicitly. T to Q, S to C would be what I want there. But I have to go to the washroom. I'll be right back. Okay. Man, I'm in a quiet mood, which is a little harder to stream with, to be honest. You know, instead of wanting to talk, I just want to sit and focus. But got to do a little bit of a stream. There's nothing wrong with that. I've got stuff I can do, you know, so I say it's worthwhile. All right. Well, you know what? I think it might be worthwhile. You can do like a focused coding stream. Some developers do that where they focus for like an hour and just crank out code. I guess so. That might be a good idea. The only problem is I don't know what I would focus on. Like, I guess what would be more accurate to say, it's not like I have a massive list of simple things to bang out. I just have a lot of things on my mind that I want to really think about and kind of chunk away at slowly, if that makes sense. It's kind of, well, you know what? Maybe I'm doing that thing where I worry too much. Maybe I'll just kind of think out loud as I'm going through stuff, you know? But I do like the idea of doing that, you know, really quiet, really focused from time to time. The only thing is, I don't know, that feels like not enough content, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. The simple truth is I feel good, but I don't feel like streaming. But streaming is important to me. It's a thing I want to be consistent at. It does help me focus on writing code when I otherwise would just maybe be lazy. So it's not like it's a bad thing. It's really not. I'm just in a weird mood today. That's the truth of it. But you know what? I've got viewers. I've got Mike chatting a little bit here and there. So it's not like it's a waste of time. I feel good. May as well keep it going, right? I mean, once I'm done with this curve conversion here, S to C tool, then I think I could maybe start working on a mirroring function. That might be good. It might be okay. That's fair. It happens sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, it does. And you know, what I do know for myself anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but those, you kind of just get like used to doing a thing anyway. It's like the part of your brain that doesn't want to do a thing over time, it matters so much less, you know, than the part of your brain that's just like, just do it anyway. Then you kind of get in that flow and things are fine. Like you're almost always capable of doing a thing, even if you don't feel like it. So I just have to remind myself that, okay, fine. If I don't feel like it, that is okay, but just do it anyway. You'll be okay. You know? Because more often than not, it's like the reason you didn't really want to do it was just like a momentary laziness or lack of inspiration. And then it just comes to you anyway. Come on. Hello? There we go. Oh, this is unrelated, but so I am selling my car soon. In fact, I think I'm selling it today. Let me just... Oh, perfect. Yeah, so I'm selling my car, which means I'll have a little bit of cash. And I was thinking I should use that cash to maybe buy or build a nicer computer. So if there's any like recommendations for how to do something like that effectively, I'm really thinking I want to build a nice Linux machine for good dev work with decent RAM and I don't know, maybe a nice GPU. If there's like sites that are helpful for that, or like good companies that make open hardware, I have no idea. Anyway, point is, I'll have a little bit of cash that I was thinking I could earmark for building a new machine. PCPartPicker.com is a good resource. Help you find generally compatible parts. That is a big help. Thanks, Mike. Ooh, look at this. Oh, that'll be good. They even... Oh, man. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Man, I don't know. I gotta say, though, like, the aesthetic of a custom PC, I just don't like it, you know? Like, what I want my computer to look like is nothing. I want it to be a tiny little box that is quiet, that is well ventilated for itself, and then is in a closet somewhere away from everything else, you know? So it's quiet, it's not visible. That's my dream. But then, like, building custom PCs, people like put it on their desk, and I mean, it's a little hypocritical because they just have these glowing LEDs in them. That's neither here nor there. I don't know. I just don't love big boxes. But I don't know why I'm so fussy about it. It's a silly thing to be picky about, really. Just get a longer HDMI cable and you're good to go. I'll deal with it. Okay, let's have a look at this and see if we can use the same logic to do the CS commands as well. You could build with a micro ATX board. Small form factor PCs are becoming very popular. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about it exactly with blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Micro ATX isn't a bad idea. Yeah, I'll just have to think about what I want, really. Because the thing about like a micro ATX is, if I go and I want to buy an internal capture card for streaming, for example, would a micro ATX have enough space, and would there be nice looking cases to get with it, and all those sorts of things? I mean, I want to build my own case, but I just don't have the time nor the access to manufacturing capabilities at the moment to make a really cool custom case. That'll just have to be something I do later. I don't know. I'm thinking too hard about it right now. Let me instead... Any T or any Q would be easy here. You know what? Let's just... I don't know. There's not really any benefit from separating this or from combining it. Like, there's no downside to just having these be their own sets of functions here. Let's do convert Q. Nope, Q's the wrong one. S to their full C command. There we go. Oh, don't need to add here, just do S. And this has to be a C, and this has to be an S. Then we associate with the current, we associate it back to a C, and that's perfect, basically. And here it's not convert T, it's convert S. Convert first S command, and this is S to C. Here we go, iterate with the first S command, any S instead of T. Perfect. An internal capture card would probably not, or would definitely not fit a micro ATX board. You would probably need external capture card in that situation. Yeah, so that's an example of I need to figure out like what specifically do I want this new build to like. Do I want to both dev and stream from it? I mean, there's no reason I couldn't do that. The only downside is if I crash the computer while I'm streaming, then the stream goes down. Having two independent things lets me stream and work independently and then not lose the stream if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong like that catastrophically, that's very rare anyway, so it's probably not a helpful thing to think about. Having an internal capture card might be really cool if I want to start doing, if I want to branch out my streaming into other things to raise money for charities and such. Who knows, maybe that ends up being really helpful. These are all things I have to think about. Well, I don't even have to. These are things I want to think about while thinking about building a new computer. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, point is, though, I am excited that I'll have a little bit of cash to do stuff like that. That'll be nice. Kind of treat myself with that a little bit. Excuse me. Alright, so we've got all of this going for us here. Okay, so let's have a quick peek here. So previous command is actually going to be a full C command, which would have x1, y1, x2, y2. So what we want to do here is actually have a blank here. So if we partition 2 of the previous command, it'll partition it into control point 1, then control point 2, which is what we're grabbing here, and then the end point. Finding the new control point will be exactly the same here, and then the current command, the new input is going to be vet concatenate. Yeah, new control point. And then input will be the second. Yeah, so you'll have control point 1, and then the input would already have control point 2 and the endpoint on it. So that's actually done. So let's see that we didn't break anything there. All of those are correct. And now let's do this. S to C, like that, and we should be good basically. So what I really should make some test cases for this. Probably a good idea, to be honest, even though I don't want to. Ugh. But no, it's important to. So that is what I will do. So let's oh man, I forgot to branch. I'm on branch arcs as well. Well, that's okay. You can just switch back to dev and branch from there. Yeah, except that... Wait, would that work? That'll get rid of the changes. So I just saved the changes to this file. in the arcs branch. Wait a minute. Wait, am I thinking about this wrong? Git checkout main. Okay. I did this wrong, but let me see here. I think that's okay. I think I didn't lose anything. Should be fine. Right, so here, let's do this. I do want to check. There was a change. Let me just make sure my head's in the right space there. Good. Okay, I think that's fine. What I'd like to do now okay, let's convert T and S curves to Q and C curves. Okay, that's that. Oh, I have to answer this question for a minute actually. Okay. Let's build out a test case. What's a good way to do this? Actually, okay. Path. Excuse me. Rel to abs. Let's do this. Okay, so I suppose I may as well use the curve I've been just using in the REPL, right? There's not really any reason I shouldn't use that. Okay. Whoop. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Okay. Oops. Suppose that's fine, right? That should be okay. Seven failures. That's a lot of failures. Uh-oh. Okay, let me just get this sorted. So the rotate one, I'm gonna just have to run this. I just have to. Okay, so everything's failing in the path, which isn't too surprising, to be honest. In the path test namespace, because these tests aren't they're not well thought out. Like, I made them a while ago. The first thing they're just copy and pasted float values, so it honestly is not surprising that they're failing, because they're not robust tests anyway. I want to come up with a better way to actually test these things out, right? Because, well, so let me start with stuff like this. Okay. You know what? I may as well, now that I'm working on this, let me do this. Okay. Okay. Let's pop into this test namespace. Hopefully it loads everything fine. Good. Now, okay, now we can define these test bits. Now let's go into basic rotate test, and this test will fail, I do believe. Let's do test/run tests. Okay. Oh, I'm even getting basic shape failures. Okay, this is good to do. It's a little tedious and annoying, but hey, it's my own fault. It's my it's my own code. I have to make it work, right? Okay, let's have a look at okay. Well, first of all, this makes perfect sense. The test circle is going to fail because I actually changed how circles are represented, right? I actually converted it into, it used to be, when I first wrote the test, I was doing it with 2 semicircle arcs, an arc like this and then 1 arc on the underside, but I switched it to be 4 arcs for the quadrants. So the actual now has if you look here, a bigger structure, which is totally unsurprising. So that's really not a big deal at all. I basically just need to make sure it's changed properly. Yeah, so let's do that. And I'll do it the lazy way for now. Okay, so now if I redefine that, there should be one less failure. The other one is an ellipse for the same reason. So let's fix that one. So I suppose in a case like this, a more robust thing would be something to the effect of like if I did this, rand r is rand int 200, and then here we do rand r, and then we would construct this string manually with rand r in there. The idea being that it can randomly be any radius and it'll show up properly there. But what I don't like, I'm that is like property-based testing, so there would be better ways to incorporate it by using spec or Mali, and I'm gonna do that another day. I'm not gonna do that now. Right, so let's do this. Let's run this again. Okay, so we've reduced our failure count even further. Right, so the reason now that we've got failures is if we look, well, first of all, we're now on to the exact same reasoning with circles and ellipses that I just fixed up here. And I don't like it, but that's what I'm doing to solve it for now. Oh, I still didn't solve the problem? What did I mess up here? Oh. Let me leave a little note here. That's just gonna be good enough for now. Okay, let's rerun this. Okay, we're getting to the right. We're getting there. These should, I think, still work. Right, so we have one failure, and that one failure is this group mess here, which well, where are the differences cropping up? Let's see. It is naturally where did this group come from? It's, oh, okay, so this is it right here. It's because the circle and ellipse are in there, of course. Yeah, so let's manually fix it there for now, and then we'll add tests for the path transforms. Then we'll commit those changes, and then we'll move on to a little bit of art with the letter A instead of doing boring stuff, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. Everything else about this should actually be the same. So let's see if that's true. There we go. Let's go here, find out. All right. Two failures. Okay. Yeah, yeah, again, this makes sense. Oh wait, I think I messed something up here. Let me, nope. Oh shoot, let's do this. Oh yeah, this is wrong. Or is it? Might be okay. Let's see. There we go. All right. So let's do rel to abs. Well, actually, wait a second. Let me do pass string to commands, a string, let's see, oops. So a commands should already be all absolute, so set map chord sys over that result should just be, yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Def test basic commands tests. Right, so okay, that's good. But we also have, so if I do a commands, there should be no how does this work? Let's do set map command over that. Right, and then if I do something, okay, good. So I should also have is, let's do another one, is nil. There should not be any v, any h, any s, or any t. Set map command, oops. Okay, let's call that good for the time being. To do make path tests better, i.e. don't rely on copy pasted string comparisons. Yeah, so there we go. So we've finished some good stuff here. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Offsets. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole thing, isn't it? Okay. Let's save this. I actually want to push to Clojures because I want to make sure some changes are actually going to be caught properly in there. So let's do oh right, I keep forgetting that I don't have to do that. That should push to Clojures. That should be good. Now let's double check here. I think my depths is pointing to the 03 snapshot. It looks like it is. That's good. Okay, so what I'd like to do here, actually, let me let's do this. Okay, here. Let's do a nice little restart on the Cypress. Now let's do load file. All right, let's load the Bentham font with the sneaky little load elements here. Loads all the glyphs. And then all I want is the A. So let's def Bentham-A as a soch. Oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Filter A. Whoop. There we go. All right, let's see if this works. Ooh. Still didn't work, eh? Well, let me do... Let's do this. Let's put all that into some of this so I don't have to repeat things so much, at least. Right, so Bentham A then becomes Bentham glyphs. Filter. How did I do it? With this. First of that, then assoc one. No, assoc. How? Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, this should though. Even if I don't rotate it. Okay, there we go. We're on the right track here. That's very nice. I like how that looks. I'm happy with it. Okay, but what I want to do, so save this. I have to kill the CIDR session entirely, and I have to make sure. Let's close that. Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully we can get something useful out of this. All right, let's try again. I spelled something wrong? Try again. What does that mean? Ugh. What have I done? All right, let's try that. Okay, it loads. All right, what have I done wrong here? We've got Bentham glyphs. Oh, of course, here, this is why. This has to be thread last, and then this has to be... That's annoying. assoc. There we go, that should be it. So if I do Bentham A, there we go. Okay, so now wait a second. Oh, of course. So I didn't actually load this in the way I would expect to have it loaded. So what I need to do now, I actually need to, I don't need to assoc this. Okay. What I want is to get first, and then get in 1D. Is that gonna work? Oh, that's a function. Have to run the function, of course. Okay, so that's the string. Then I need to, from this string, now I need to you know what, I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna do thread first, thread last, I mean, like that. Close that, of course. First, get in 1D is the string. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so now we're at the string stage. Now I want to do path slash path string to commands. Then I want to right away go back path slash commands to path stir. Then I want to do el slash path should do the trick. Let me see if that is valid. Oh, this is throwing me off. There we go. Okay. Yes, okay. So we've got the whole thing, finally. So you can see now, actually, well, actually, now I have to check. Let me see if... this will work. Yes, okay. That is awesome. Okay, it does work. So now, obviously, the problem is I don't want to just rotate the letter. I need to mirror it because this is just obviously not good. And this is not going to work. Scale is broken. But I want to... let's see what happens anyway. If I do scale -1 along y... Oops. Yeah, so scale's just broken, obviously. Not helpful. Okay. Well, okay, maybe now it's time to do... well, boom. The wrong A. Let me think about the quickest way. I guess there isn't a quick way to do it. There's just a right way. Well, let's see. Now I know I need to do... let's do this. To do scale transform. To do mirror transform. Let's start with scale because it's more generally useful and will help me do mirrors along X and Y anyway. So it's a good first step. I want mirror to be given a shape and a line to mirror across that line. That's how I want that to work. So that's going to be a little more convoluted. It's totally possible. I mean, I think I've pretty much got everything I'll need for it already. I just have to do it. In fact, I might do mirror as a combination of a flip scale and then a rotate. That might work just fine, but I have to think about that. All right, so let's do get branch scale, get checkout scale. All right, there we are. So let me Okay. Transform scale. And I will be right back. All right, we've got a scale function to work on now. All right, scale by transform. I'm not sure that's a good idea anymore, honestly. So, well, we'll let it be. All right, let's refresh the memory on how scaling actually does work. And let's do that in the Scratch namespace here. All right, so let's def A as a circle of radius 5. No? Element. All right, so we've got A, right, circle element, that's perfectly fine. Let's transform scale A by 2. Okay, so that works just fine. If we do 10 and 1, that turns it into an ellipse, which is fine. Okay, so scale does work on regular elements, it looks like. I'm guessing the only real issue comes up with path elements then. That would be my guess. All right, so actually, wait a minute. Let me make sure. what is this? Scale point from center. What have I done? Oh, I see. Does that even work? Let's see here. Negative scales don't seem to work. Interesting. One does nothing. -1. Ah, okay. Right, if I were to do -1, -1, it would stay a circle, but the radius would be something that doesn't make any sense. So, right, so let's fix that stuff. Ooh, let's def A as a line now for a minute. 50/50, right? Tools/cider show A. Oh, we should style it so we can see it. Let's not make it blue. Let's make it sky blue. Okay, there we go. If I do -1, okay, that works. Oops. Nope, that's not what I meant. Yes, okay, so we're most of the way there with a lot of the scaling behavior. There are weird things going on with stuff. Here, for example. Oh. Scaling. Okay. Here. Let's do sx sy is equal to map math absolute over sx sy like this. That should fix see if that makes sense. Oh, I'm in the... Yeah. Keep forgetting to do this. There we go. Okay. Good. There we go. Okay, it does work. Okay, good. Okay, so it seems like I've fixed ellipse and circle issues. Line scaling seems to work. Polygon, polyline, that all seems to work. Rectangle. Ooh, let me make sure I've got this idea right here. A negative scale of a rectangle should also not make a difference, right? Am I thinking about that correctly? I don't know. This is gonna be tricky. Right, like, because if I do this, scale this whole thing, I suppose that's okay. It's not bad. You know what, I think I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm going to now start thinking about excuse me, let's go to path. Okay, instead of polygon, let's just do path. Path polygon. Oh, that's not what I meant. Tools, Slider Show, A. There we go. But A, let's make it 7. Okay. Right, now we do TF scale A 1 1. Ah, okay, so stuff is going wrong already. Great. Alright, now I need to fix this up a little bit. I need to do utils, bounds, scale point from center. Okay. Query replace. Let's replace scale, shoot, what was it called again? Point from util slash scale point from center. Okay, that should help that. This, split that, and this is scale group. So we've got scale, just like everything else. Scale element, scale group. Scale path now gets cut and placed in the path transforms section directly. Scale like this. Let's see if that actually works. Let's load utils now. Okay, good, that worked. Now let's load path. Symbol scale. Now here, transform, scale. Just so rotate, I believe I've got rotate path. Yeah, that. Then scale becomes scale path. Like this. And it's element and SY. Scale element. SX, SY, like this. Okay. That should work. Mess something up there. All right, let's figure that out. Right, so there we go. Okay. Now to figure out what's going wrong with this. All right, so we've got A as some path. Now let's do scale, transform scale A. Key must be integer. Yes, okay. So where's that going wrong? Let's try to figure this out. What time is it? 2:45. We're good. One second. I have to do this. Okay, why is this breaking? Let's find out. I think this is just reversed. I think that might actually be it. Oops, not what I meant to do, of course. Let's save this and let's reload. Now let's try this. Well, there you go. Maybe that was all it was. Very promising. Whoop. Very promising. Yes, okay. Well, let's take that and run with it. Okay. Let's see. Let's try it. Hopefully. Yes. Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, that's really cool. I like that a lot. All right, so we've got pretty good situation going here. I'm quite happy with that, honestly. So let's do git add moved scale, moved path scale. Wait a second. Fixed circle ellipse scale issue, and moved path scale slash fixed path scale. Git push. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm quite excited about this. So if I now do all right, now let's play around with this a little bit more. Does this work? Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. / command to point. Is that how it is? Command to points. Let me see if this is gonna work. Mapcat path command to points, then part Something went wrong. Okay. It almost worked the way I wanted it to. Well, I mean, it is working. It's just not closing them, but that's fine. I was quite sure I had a function. Why do I not know where it is? Let's see. Oh, it's because it's poorly named, I'm sure. Yeah, so, right, so if I do first of B, wait a minute. Yeah, first of B is this whole thing. Bentham A outer points is going to be utils slash string to vector of the string from get in first of B 1 points. Oh, I have to do def, of course. Okay, so I have to go soon, but I want to figure this out at least. Get something in place anyway. Whoa. I mean, it's very cool, but very wrong. Oops. Okay, well, let's figure that out. So let's go like this, one bit at a time here. Okay, first there. So now we've got get in. That should be, oh, of course, that's still wrong because I didn't do the right thing yet. Duh. Well, now I should do util slash string to vector. That's that there. And now I should be able to partition that, then distinct, then this. That should work. It's convoluted, but it should get me a set of points. Now I should be able to, there we go. Okay, so now inner points should be second. So let's show inner points for a minute. Okay, good. Right, so now should be able to do something to the effect of gen data oh man. Okay, let's try again. try it one more time. See, the problem is there's it's a big set of points, so if things fail, it takes a while to calculate. I'm sure there's solutions to this, but I'm gonna get going soon. Well, okay. Triangulate should work, at least if I do Bentham a outer points, right? Yeah. While I'm doing this, I wonder if I should let's try oh, well, something didn't work at all. Okay. Let's do one final thing. Let's do this. Tools slider show map the function el/circle radius 3. Thread that through tf translate. Map that over Bentham outer. Yeah, okay, so it does work. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get going. This has been a pretty good run, actually, for the day, honestly. Got some good stuff done with path elements. I have the next set of art things I want to work on ready to go. Yeah, nice quiet stream. Managed to focus, actually get some nice stuff done. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back again. Not tomorrow, actually, but I'll be back on Thursday and then back on Friday. All things being normal, that should be okay. But anyway, thanks. I'll be around again on Thursday. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you later.